Hi, let's say I don't make practical videos. I do. I haven't made a whole lot of them recently, but I do. I was asked to make this video, but I always like doing stuff like this. I have a link in the description below, but also to be an earmarked comment below. Description of survival items, also too with an addendum of top foods for long-term storage. Non-perishable foods is the word I was looking for while I was thinking about 10 things at once. I have a list of top survival items, no particular order. There's like about 15 of them. Also, too, people say, well, you know, I'm not going to bring all that stuff. And of course, there's several different avenues of displacing yourself somewhere safe. You know, there's by foot, which of course you can't pack much in that case, and then there's vehicle retreat to a remote location, and there's vehicle retreat to an escape land that you have. In my case, it would be, or a zone, or a shelter. Just as an example, you know, how many people, millions of people, just to Poland alone, were evacuated from Ukraine to Poland? Millions. They knew that it was coming because there were endless thousands of tanks and troops staged on the border, and they're like, no big deal. These people were interviewed in the street. They're basically making that comment, and they wouldn't have, you know, been caught with their undies down, as the colloquialism here in the South, if they'd actually had a go bag. And I know most of those people could barely afford to live, but I mean a go bag of necessities so that life is not entirely miserable as you're needed to retreat. Best option, of course, is never to retreat, to stand your ground, but that's a matter of a different philosophy of survival and how to protect yourself. It's like, how are you going to retreat? Do you need to retreat, or you're better off standing your ground? Is it going to be a foot retreat, a vehicle retreat? And if it's going to be a vehicle retreat, do you have a place, you know, that you can retreat to? I know a lot of people can't afford land. People, you know, living day to day. You know, now that eggs are like $50 a dozen. I've seen some crazy videos like eggs are $20 a dozen. I was like, that's crazy. But you can make an arrangements and find people. It's like, hey, you know, can I use this, you know, little arse end of your land to, you know, stick my vehicle or my trailer on? In trade, I will do this for you. You know, I will. That's been done for many countless thousands of years. Like, I can't own any of your land. But what if I live on a little corner on the back end of it, and in exchange for letting me live there, I, you know, farm or help you keep the place up, or you know, improve the property for both of us? And that's been going on for endless thousands of years, and so that's an option people really don't consider. For whatever it's worth, I've always had this thing for bags, you know, backpacks, bags, and also, too, because I design them and I make them out of leather, so I am an actual expert on bags. And the question is, what type of go bag? And I'll talk about these top survival items. By the way, it's in the description below. It's a PDF file. It's only like 4.5 pages long. This, by the way, I have like 6 of these suckers. This is the best bag. This one's empty. It's actual mil spec. It goes by 2 different names: a corpsman bag or a recon bag. Type in Marine Corpsman or Marine Recon. They're also typically found under the name assault bag, like Marine Assault Bag or Marine Assault Corpsman Bag. There's a bottom zipper here. This is actually designed by Arc'teryx, which is a Lamborghini version of high-end backpacking and camping equipment designed by Arc'teryx for the U.S. military, specifically the Marines. The Marpat that's on these is quite astonishing. How it's built, because I mean, that's the reason why I got 6 of these suckers. The price has gone up on them. This one's never been used, but I have a couple that I do use. It's a backpack. You could stuff everything you need for 2 people into just this bag. I recommend trying to find one of these if you can. I know the price has gone up slightly on them. I was buying them all day. Used for like $125. The ones that I bought, Marines, like sweated their guts out in. I had to fill my bathtub up with hot water and fill the tub up 2 or 3 times. Each time, just all these human salts from sweat and dirt and sweat, and it just leached out. It just made the water like muddy brown. You drain the tub and you fill it up again until you end up with clear water, and then you can hang it to dry. Really, really incredible bags. I can't speak highly enough about them. My go bag. I didn't bring my go bag out here, but I have an identical go bag. This is a Rush Moab bag. It's called a Sidewinder, I believe. It's a cross-body bag, so my go bag is actually stuffed full. I don't have it out here. Last time I showed it in a video, people were like, oh, that's just too damn heavy. Well, if you're going to go by foot 20 miles, it is, but my premise on a go bag is you need to have a retreat plan set up such that I would just throw mine in my truck and go. This is, Rush Moab bag. This is my go bag in the other room. Exact same bag, except this one doesn't have anything in it. Let's go on to top items for recommendation. Survival items. And this is assuming that you can make your way somewhere. Maybe like a relative's piece of land or an uncle. You need to make plans. Chance favors the prepared mind, as it is necessitatively. So the most important item to have, I've said this a million times, is land. If possible, preferably 5 acres. I was showing people land yesterday in Kentucky. Not yesterday, 2 days ago. Really nice land. Beautiful trees in a creek. 12 acres of beautiful Kentucky land for $16,000. $16,000. It was like 11.7 acres, so basically 12 acres for $16,000. There are places where you can buy nice land that you can live off of, especially Kentucky. Kentucky's the cheapest in the country. Checked every state over and over and over and over again. I'm always looking for cheap land, wherever it may be. You can find cheap land that's garbage. I'm talking about cheap land that, is beautiful, has, water on it and animals, so you can fish and hunt, so on and so forth. Number one is a first aid kit, stuff with all the necessary items. I have a first aid kit video, what I actually put in there. Non-perishable foods, depending on what you could pack, like another bag you throw in your truck, or it's going to be on foot, then it needs to fit in here. A utility knife. Gerber makes some cheap-in junky knives, Chinese kind of knives made out of Chinesium. Gerber actually does make a couple, 3 or more really, really nice USA-made knives. Recommended by me is a Gerber LMF2. Type in that on. Don't buy them on eBay ever, because they're all counterfeit on eBay. Get it through Cabela's or something. Never ever buy that knife or this other Gerber knife on eBay. They're all counterfeits. They look really good though, but I can tell the difference. Never buy them on eBay, ever. Gerber LMF2, the other one. That knife is like 120 bucks. This one's like 80 bucks. This is the Gerber Strong Arm. Both of those knives are USA made in Portland, Oregon. They are actually high quality utility knives. You need something else, which is a multi-tool. I'll get to that here in a second. Depending on where you live at and what country, you may not have capability to access this. You need proper training and stuff. I have to say this because this is a video on, social media. There's a defense tool of some sort. If possible, a nice 1-2 gauge. I'm going to say that because the algorithms are always listening. I'm going to say 1-2 gauge. My favorite in the whole world, the first thing I'm grabbing is my Benelli M2. Fine Italian quality. Made in Urbino, Italy. Ciao, bella. Benelli. Number one. There's nothing beats a Benelli. As a genuine expert on that topic, I wish I could make videos on that topic, but I can't. So, a really nice one of those. Depending on what country you're in, obviously you don't have access to that. Not secondly, but these are not in any particular order except for the first aid kit, is a ferrocerium rod. I made many videos about a ferrocerium rod. Bigger is better in the case of a ferrocerium. They're really cheap. They basically last forever. Start a fire anywhere and everywhere. They never go bad. There's only one part. It can't go bad. It can't go bad. It can't break. You can break one. It's really hard to do it, basically, but Not paracord, but utility cord. Type in utility cordage. Typically 6 millimeter. I have it in many, many different, not paracord, which is junk. Utility cord, okay? Paracord is hollow, partially hollow. It's just junk. It doesn't even compare to utility cord. Thermal clothing for yourself, flashlight and or a crank flashlight. Space blankets, which are a dime a dozen, and a tent or a bivy bag. Whether it be a tent or a bivy bag, depending on whether you're doing foot, you're retracting, what do you call it, exfilling, as the military say, exfilling yourself from one place to another, whether you take a tent or a bivy bag, since weight is consideration. Water filtrations in the bag for same. Multi-tool, I've had Gerber and all the other garbage knives. Those knives are no utility tools are no good anymore. They're junk. They used to be good. Gerber, and what's the other one? Gerber and Leatherman. Both of those are absolute garbage now. I have quite a few Swiss Army knives, but the absolute best, it's your opinion. That's not my opinion. I've owned them all. I still own most of them. The best in the world is this. It's called it's also a tool made by a Swiss Army company. It's called the CS Plus Swiss tool. Everybody should, don't tell anybody this, but I have 3 of these. They're incredible! And you can't even a blind person's like, yeah, this is way better than that junk. You can't even compare this to like a Leatherman or a Gerber. So, it is Swiss made, by the way. Absolutely incredible. Oh God, I love it's called a CS Plus Swiss tool. I think the cheapest place to get them is on Amazon. Real, genuine Swiss quality. A micro stove along with fuel canister and or fuel, depending on the type of stove. Top recommendation is MSR stoves, but specifically the Dragonfly. MSR. MSR makes the stoves that, like, billionaires who want to climb Mount Everest, they need something with 1,000% reliability, ultra lightweight, super simple. MSR stoves are the best. Nothing comes close to MSR stove. It's not up for debate. It's MSR and nothing else. Recommendation is an MSR Dragonfly stove. Hand crank radio, preferably, obviously AM, FM. Hand crank radio, or even just regular radio with AA batteries, but you know the issue with AA batteries. Or any batteries for that matter. Preferably with shortwave capability. At least 50 ounces, this is where people are going to have a bone of contention with me. At least 50 ounces of silver. Of that, mixed 1 ounce rounds and 5 ounce bars. Or 1 ounce of gold, but not 1 ounce gold coin, because you can't split that up not easily. 1/10 ounce or 1/10 ounce is also an ounce, or 4 1/4 ounce gold bullion coins. Get low premium. Don't buy American Eagle. Get Cougarand or whatever else. Low premium. Bullion is bullion is bullion. 1/4 ounce of Cougarand is no more valuable than a 1/4 ounce of American Eagle, no more valuable than an Aussie 1/4 ounce gold, no more valuable than a Cougarand 1/4 ounce. Bullion is bullion. 999 or quadruple 9 bullion is the same, period. Don't spend all that extra money on silly premiums on gold or silver. Never, ever, ever buy American Eagle. Silver premiums on that stuff, by the way, for example, are absolutely redonkulous. Never, ever. I was talking with the biggest coin guy here in Lexington on that. We were both laughing our butts off about anybody stupidly buying American Eagles. The premium is almost as much as the silver. Get like I Tai Preziosi, it's Italian. The premium on that stuff is between $5 and $6 an ounce. A go bag, like I said, for all of the above. Once again, you need to figure out your plan, which dictates what it is you do or don't take with you, how much stuff, Can you throw it all in the back of your vehicle in 10 minutes and get the heck out and exfil yourself from your situation? I hate to be making this video, but chance always favors a prepared mind. And any people that are unprepared, people stupidly too will sometimes leave a comment, and it is extremely stupid. Unintelligent, let's use that word. They say, oh my God, this video is like living in fear. No, it's the exact opposite of being in fear. People that are prepared and don't live in fear. It's kind of like being in the cage with a lion. You know, you're unprepared. You drop into a cage with a lion. Oh my God, there's a lion. Versus, you know, going to a zoo where you're behind the iron bars, the glass. You know, you're not in any fear at all. It's like, oh, there's the lion. Look at it. You're prepared. Now, someone might have prepared it for you by putting that wall between you and the lion, but the point being is it is the opposite of fear. So anybody says, oh, guys, it's a fear-mongering video. No, it's the opposite of fear. People that prepare themselves invariably, 100% of the time, are always in less trepidation, fear, anxiety about, like, well, what if that happens? Well, I don't know. It's probably never going to happen. It's like, but what if it does? Shouldn't I be prepared? You know, we shouldn't make prep kits for alien landings or really, really crazy stuff. But there are things that are relatively moderate, especially these days, high to moderate likelihood of happening. It's like, well, what is the chance of this happening? Well, the way the world's going, the chances are extremely high. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Anybody that thinks otherwise has really had their head buried in the sand. I hate to say that, but certainly so the truth. So that list is marked below, and also, too, it is in the description, the link for this, the PDF file. So download that. It's completely free. Check it out, and I worked really hard on this list and updating it and adding it to the non-perishable food list below that are also, too, attached to that of top survival items in no specific order. And be prepared. Always be prepared. These days actually call for it. You could disagree with that all you want, but you'd be wrong. But have a lovely, happy, not that I think it'll be happy, 2023. Weather outside is miserable. Thank you so much. Email me if you have any questions. My contact info and whatnot is also, too, in the description below. Thank you.